writer and radio artist Gene Shepard's memories of his Indiana childhood and hunger for an official Red Ryder, carbine action, 200-shot, range model air rifle, with a compass in the stock and this thing that tells time were famously arranged into Bob Clark's 1983 holiday perennial, The Christmas Story. That movie was arranged into a 2012 stage musical, The Christmas Story, the musical, naturally enough, which was arranged further into the 3-hour broadcast of A Christmas Story Live. Sunday night on Fox. Since NBC's revival of The Sound of Music in 2014, the live television musical has become a new form of an old-fashioned television event. One should really capitalize event, so intent are the producers upon their eventfulness. That these productions have so far been the exclusive province of NBC, and Fox does not make them seem any less inevitable, for the cultural time being. They have not come off equally well, but in every case, they have given fans of musical theater months of excited anticipation. It's true that live TV is something of a stunt now, rather than a technological exigency. Mary Martin performed Peter Pan multiple times on TV, because that is just how things worked then. But live retains a distinctive appeal. It matters that Saturday Night Live is performed live, whenever you choose to watch it. One of the small but real pleasures of the Sunday broadcast was watching Nightfall in real time. Like Fox's previous live musicals, Grease and The Passion, The Christmas Story Live ranged across the Warner Brothers backlot and many soundstage interiors, though the practical demands of the production made it less interesting visually, and sometimes awkward. It was nevertheless magical on a kind of military level. The opening credits listed what looked like a dozen stage managers. The potential for disaster is part of what makes live performance exciting, but there was little in the way of flood lines or missed cues. Just enough, one might say, to keep that flavor alive. Although it played on Broadway and around the country, The Christmas Story, the musical, is not among the stage's better-known works. Its stock increased by the fact that its composers, Ben Pasek and Justin Paul, later scored the critically acclaimed musical Dear Evan Hansen and the Oscar-winning La La Land. The Christmas Story, the film, on the other hand, I could perform for you extempore, although I might possibly confuse the sequence of, say, Flick's tongue sticking to the flagpole and Randy eating like a little piggy. Shepard's voice-over narration is integral to the film. The musical actually puts him on stage, a ghost from the future hovering over nearly every scene, hearing the person of Matthew Broderick, who found his own, gentler way through Shepard's pointy prose. Maya Rudolph was affecting as Ralphie's mother, Christy Amantopulo's gruff if less than epic as his father, the old man. As a Ralphie, Andy Walken was a good visual match for the movie's Peter Billingsley, and he seems to have studied Billingsley's readings. It was not an original interpretation, as Oliver's Hamlet was distinct from Burton's, but originality was not really called for, and Walken's was an assured performance with the right touch of madness and wonderful vocal command. The whole company of kids, in fact, was energetic and on their marks, and possibly inspirational to children in the audience who may now be nursing Broadway dreams of their own. There was an expanded role for Jane Krakowski's teacher, Miss Shields. A Bugsy Malone fantasy number was her big musical moment, and non-singing, non-dancing small turns from Ken Jeong as a Christmas tree salesman and later as the proprietor of a Chinese restaurant, David Talent Greer as a department store Santa, and Fred Armisen as his helper. Schwartz's mother, previously an offended voice on the other end of a phone call, was here gloriously embodied by Anna Gasteyer, who brought in a Connacht theme, We Got Matzo Balls / and the Maccabees, and a fiddler melody. The film does not exactly boast a strong plot line. Ralphie's gun madness is just a string on which to hang on a number of wintertime episodes. It is a kind of rondo, in musical terms, returning occasionally to the theme, represented by the song It All Comes Down to Christmas. But the movie is a humble, compact, comfy thing. It feels like family. And though much worked easily into musical business, lines like You'll Shoot Your Eye Out and the Major Award are song titles waiting to happen. The virtues that have made the movie a seasonal perennial were somewhat swallowed by the narrative digressions and show-stopping gestures of the musical. And they were diluted again by its expansion into 3 hours of commercial-filled television, beginning with a perfectly irrelevant prologue in which Bebe Rexha performed a new work of ready-to-stream, pitch-corrected pop, Come on Christmas. The white background upon which it was set had the look of a Target 80. Target was not a sponsor, but Old Navy, which got its name on a store in the backlot downtown. There was also a Live commercial, also shot on the Warner lot, in which Hugh Jackman and cast of dozens pitched his new movie, The Greatest Showman. It is a risky business turning the near-perfect thing into a somewhat less perfect thing, but it feels churlish to cavil about so much hard work done in celebratory spirit. Especially when the curtain calls have been taken and the cast, even as I write this, may be basking in the glow of their accomplishment. The moment comes, the moment goes, just like that. The moment's gone. Rudolph's mom sang to Andy's Ralphie in the musical's most intimate and affecting number, just like that. Let us leave Fox's A Christmas Story Life, a television event, with that thought.